Hey, welcome everyone. It is me, your host Hiro, Comfy Hero, Hero mostest, yeah. And we're back with Trails of Cold Steel. See the big title right there? Yeah, that's the game. That's the game we're playing. That big title, the big one right here. Yeah. The last time we played, we went through two consecutive boss battles. One with the Hydra, which had three Hydras, which I wasn't expecting, and then we had to fight like a giant robot after. But weren't done because apparently they attacked the mines too, so now we have to go and save the mines. So without any further ado, my dudes, we're all going to be heading out as heroes to save the mines because that's what we do. That's what heroes do. Gotta save the workers that work at the mine. Yeah. Okay. And just like always, we're joined with Osalia. Hey, Osalia. How you doing, Osalia? And we got our blue slime over there too, just jiggling along. No? Yeah, let's get started. I am kind of excited. Yeah. Alright, so now we gotta go to the mine. Not sure. I don't think this guy. Oh, wait. This was the factory we saved. Everyone is in shock and awe, which is. Let's.
Ugh, every minute we spend here, things are getting worse for the miners. Stay calm, Elisa.
Yeah, the railway military police are on their way, after all.
Let's at least try and get a look at what's going on.
I'm more curious what the hell the provincial army is doing. Like, they should be. Like, why weren't they there at the factory?
But man, if terrorists really were planning to blow up the mine,
it would shake the very foundations of the Empire.
Oh.
Going that way? Iron Mine is this way.
it looks like a tough one. Watch out!
What the hell? Ooh. That looks bad. This is awful. Smoke's pouring out all over the place. Can't see too far like this. Terrorists set fire to something? Looks like the fire's been put out, but something still seems off. So the terrorists decided to strike here rather than the military factory. Look! Over there by the entrance. Huh? Looks like the railway police and the provincial army. Yeah, but what are they doing here? Looks like the entrance is completely blocked off, too. Let's go and take a closer look. Let's do that, yeah. Looks like there's a lot of them, unless they're stopping them from doing their job. Oh, don't tell. Oh, wow. Okay. So, it looks like the provincial army is using their tanks to keep the RMP, right? Like out of the mine, which they shouldn't, but why? The terrorists have complete control of the mine. They've taken the miners hostage. Any attempt to enter the mine may put their lives in jeopardy. And that's why you're standing out here, twiddling your thumbs without even attempting to negotiate with them. They clearly have an objective in mind here. We can't allow them to buy any further time. It looks like a pretty heated argument. So the terrorists have taken over the mine. And as the first ones on the scene, the provincial army has taken it upon themselves to set up a blockade. Or at least that's what it looks like at first glance. But why? And this has suspicious written all over it. Yep, the provincial army is too well prepared. No matter how you look at this, they've got to be in on it. You can't be serious. In on it? Terrorists set up some kind of explosive in there? Well, look at all that smoke pouring out. That's why they want you to think. But that doesn't look like smoke from a fire to me. They're probably using some smoke grenades. Smoke grenades? If that's true, that means the provincial army has some other reason for blocking the mine. Maybe it's got something to do with Reinford's first factory. Oh, that's right. Railway military police were investigating the first factory too, weren't they? Yeah, that's what Captain Claire said. And that makes the timing of all this look pretty damn suspect. Almost like there's something they're trying to hide. That means that they sealed the mine to give them time to dispose of it. Makes a fair bit of sense if you think of it. But what could they be trying to hide? What's down there? No way to say for sure right now. What I can say, though, is that it's pretty likely the miners are in danger. Need to find some way to help them if we can. Let's return to Rower for now. Need to think carefully about what to do next. Lissa. Yep. If we're going in, it's better to have a plan. Alright, let's head back. But we just got here. We literally just got there and we're not just gonna like bulldoze our way through? I guess not.
Well, to start with, we need to work out exactly what's going on here.
If it's true that the terrorists are working with the noble faction, then it seems likely their aim is to eliminate the evidence of whatever they've been hiding in the first factory.
But did they really have to go this far? The iron mine is owned by His Majesty the Emperor himself, right?
That's right. The province of Nortia is tasked with managing it while Reinford mines, refines, and processes the iron. And iron is the single most vital natural resource to this nation's continued survival. If this isn't resolved quickly, it's going to deal a heavy blow to the entire country, including the nobles themselves.
So I guess the question is just whether the noble faction and the terrorists realize that or not. Sounds to me like they're a pretty divided bunch as it is.
Yep. The terrorists seem like they're basically all commoners, too. They're only cooperating because they both see the Chancellor as a common enemy.
And if that's the case, it seems pretty likely that what they're doing here is related to that somehow.
Sounds like someone started the party without me.
Husky voice.
Angelica?
You came too, George?
Yo, figured you'd show up eventually.
Well, we had to test the sidecar, obviously.
Spike is just full of surprises. You made the trip to Ruhr in 7 hours. So, speed-wise, we're looking great. Comfort, though, we're gonna have to tweak a few things.
I swear, you two never change. Kinda figured Toho wouldn't be able to make it too.
Yeah, she's working on gathering a boatload of information, though. She said she'd be in touch if she finds anything out.
Well, that's reassuring at least.
Could someone tell me what's going on?
You seem to be hot on the trail of something, but I'm not sure it's the same thing we're investigating.
Does this have something to do with those family affairs you told me you were worried about?
Yeah, it does. I had some nagging suspicions about it. Unfortunately, my hunch turned out to be right on the money.
Hold on. Isn't the director of the first factory...
My dear Uncle Heidel Rogner, yeah. Seems like it might do us both some good to swap info. How about it?
Let's find a better place to talk.
Is it going to be at Bar F? It might be at Bar F.
They're dumping iron onto the black market?
Yeah. The amount of steel they're producing doesn't quite match up with the amount of iron ore being mined. That's been the case for quite a few years now.
Officially, the reason given is that the purity of the ore being mined is lower now than it used to be. But if you look at what's coming out of the mine, there's no evidence of that.
Well, that would explain why the figures don't add up.
And because they were feeding the raw iron onto the black market rather than the finished steel...
That makes it a lot harder to notice when a little goes missing here and there.
Man, Toa put all the pieces together on her own?
I'd expect no less from my beloved Toa.
She poured over everything. Reinford's yearly sales figures, government reports on the mine's productivity, you name it. That's how she picked up on the discrepancy.
She's really something else.
Iron ore being sold off the black market, accounting sheets that don't add up. George, how much iron ore is unaccounted for, roughly speaking? Do you know? Assuming for a moment that all the missing iron was refined into steel, how much steel would we be looking at?
This is just a bit of speculative math on my part, but I'd say somewhere in the neighborhood of 100,000 Torum, which is enough to build 2,000 oxen tanks.
2,000?
That's practically an army.
The Saxon iron mine is a pillar of the Empire's economy. The amount of iron they pull out of there is almost ridiculous. Even if you pocket a small amount every year, it's going to add up to a lot of iron real quick.
But what are they planning to do with all of it? Is the noble faction trying to make their own tanks in secret?
They couldn't even if they wanted to. Only the second factory has the knowledge and equipment to make tanks. And not only does the second factory have close ties with the Imperial Army, it also leans toward the reformist faction.
You need all kinds of complicated technology to make even a basic tank. It's not as simple as just grabbing some steel, some blueprints, and some grease and getting to work.
So what does that leave them? Selling the iron to another country for profit? I don't know how likely that is. Seems like deals that big would be too easy to trace.
Okay, so setting aside the ore itself for a moment, now that you know this, and given what's happening in Ruhr right now, what were the two of you planning on doing?
Oh. It's pretty simple. My uncle oversees the first factory, and the provincial army is blockading the mine. There's no way my family isn't involved. On the other side, you've got all the miners just trying to do their jobs who got dragged into this whole mess. I'm a Ragnar. I might not be a great daughter, but there's no way I'm gonna let this go on without putting up a fight.
Angie.
Whoa. You're seriously gonna go talk to your old man about this?
Hell no. Like he'd even listen to a word I said. Same goes for the provincial army. I'd just be wasting my breath. That's why I'm planning on sorting out this mess myself. I used to work part-time in the mine. I know the place like the back of my hand. As long as I can find my way inside, I think I can handle the terrorists well enough.
I figured you'd say something like that.
Honestly, does nothing faze you?
In that case, I'd like to ask that you take us along.
We can look at this as a test of how to best respond to a sudden crisis. Looking at it from that perspective, I think it fits neatly within the scope of our field study, don't you?
Yeah, after hearing all that, I don't want to let them have their way.
Agreed.
I'm with Angelica here. My family's involved in this too.
Thanks. Truth be told, I was kind of hoping you'd back me up anyway. Whatever help you can give, I'll take it.
Well, that's that. The next thing we need to consider is how to slip into the mine without the provincial army taking notice. At the very least, Angie should be able to get the officer in charge to talk with her, but...
So, what, we sneak inside while she's distracting them?
I don't know, that sounds a little overly simplistic to work.
Leave finding our way in to me. If anyone's good at cutting red tape, it's my mother. Maybe she could help us out.
She could, but would she?
Well, if you think so.
Alright, I'll leave securing an alternate route to you then. For now, I'm gonna see if I can find out anything else about my family's or the Provincial Army's involvement here. George, give Toa a call and see if you can find out what the Imperial government is doing about all this.
Gotcha. I'll see if I can turn up any machinery that might be useful too.
This is starting to feel like last year's field studies all over again.
So, we were glad to have George, Angelica, and Toa backing us up. In a crisis like this, we needed all the help we could get. And as our first order of business, we went to see Chairman Irina, hoping she'd know of some way to sneak into the mine. We should get going too. Your mother should be back at the Rhineford headquarters by now, right? I think so. Sharon said she'd be in around noon. We can always just ask at the reception desk though. Yeah. Looks like we'll be kicking into high gear again. I feel like every field study is destined to end up like this. Alright, reception desk time. This one, right? No, before I do any of that, I need to test out what we have. Or I need to see if we're ready for battle kind of thing. That's it. Because everyone but him has his up. Ooh. I want to, but at the same time, I don't want to lose out on that strength. I'm gonna need every bit of it. Oh, right. So we don't need this. Do we have any extras? Yes, we do. Alright, that should do it. We're upgraded, we're ready to go. At least I think we are. Hopefully. Maybe. Possibly. Go. Lady Alyssa, thank goodness, you're alright. I was so worried when I heard you'd left the city. Oh, you're talking about the trouble at the mine, right? Actually, I was hoping to talk with Mother about that. Is she in her office right now? Chairman Arena returned just a short while ago. Would you like me to set up an appointment? Please. Yes, that's right. Lady Alyssa has understood. She says she can see you right now, though she can't spare more than a few minutes. If you want to head up right now, she's waiting for you in her office. Thank you. This shouldn't take long. Alright, let's head up to floor 23. Right. Why do I get the feeling Sharon is going to be right there to welcome us? Count on it. Sharon is just gonna like Kung Fu chop our necks. Just knocking us out. We're okay with this. Oh, we never got to turn it in. One. Yeah, we didn't turn it in. Alright, we gotta go talk to that one guy first. So we can at least get the points for the Hydra. So, you defeated the monster on the highway to the south, did you? Not too shabby for students. Thank you very much. Well, keep up the good work. Here's your reward. Oh, that's actually a lot of stuff. Thank you very much. And with that, you're excused. I've got no idea what kinds of other tasks you've been given, but don't get yourself involved in matters that don't concern you, understand? Right. Yeah, we're actually doing the opposite of that. Way too opposite of that. But that's okay. We got the points. We're gonna be able to at least... I didn't even think about that quest until just now. Who's this? I see someone walking along the sides right here. Who might you be? Zero! Hey, how's it going, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. I've been pretty sick, so I barely started coming back to... Like, I barely started streaming again. So, I think I started streaming like 2 days ago. Now I'm just like slowly kind of picking up the process again. I'll give you a shout out, my buddy. I think that's the one. There we go, see? Now we get to show you off. Get one of your clips.
When did this become Naruto? Now, Master Zero, let us return to town. Okay, I officially need to befriend Yori because I want to learn more about this little Naruto play going on.
What game is this?
There is no need to concern yourself over the young master. This will put an end to all of it. I must take my leave. Farewell for now. That wasn't really Victor, was it?
What was he playing? All right, well, Zero, if you're here, like, I just gave you the shout out. Let me know what kind of game that was, because that was... Wait, Shadows Die Twice? That wasn't Sekiro. Oh, you were last playing Sekiro. Okay, that's pretty cool. Alright, let us continue with the game. Yes, we are aware.
Welcome back, everyone. I've been waiting for you.
She had a good sixth sense.
I knew it.
Like the rising of the sun.
I see how it is. You're taking Reinford's side again, huh?
As long as I wear this uniform, I'm simply a humble maid of the Reinford household. You, the chairman, and Master Gwyn are all deeply important to me.
Gwyn, I gotta remember that.
Thanks, I think. Show us in then.
Of course. Please follow me.
Bring them in.
As you wish.
Mother, we need to see you.
Excuse us.
She just came in with that attitude. Come on.
I apologize for canceling our dinner plans last night, but it's looking unlikely I'll be able to join you tonight either.
No, that's fine. We understand.
It's hardly surprising given the current circumstances.
I'm not sure what's keeping you so busy, considering you haven't even managed to fulfill one of your most basic duties.
My lady.
The miners who work at Saxon are employees of this company. With the Provincial Army barricading the mine and refusing to budge, those miners are at the mercy of the terrorists. I assume you've issued a formal objection to Marquis Ragnar?
Not on behalf of the company, no. It sounds like Director Hiro Ragnar of the First Factory has requested something be done as a formality, but nothing more.
That's it? The First Factory has been dumping huge amounts of ore into the black market for years now. Don't even try and tell me you haven't noticed it.
Of course I've noticed. Being unable to bring the First Factory in line allowed that to happen, and that's my failure, I admit. But think, if we assume the terrorists aren't acting alone here, what good would it do to issue an objection to Marquis Ragnar?
Well...
There are many possible outcomes to this crisis, and we must be prepared for all of them. For example, we need to consider the possibility that the terrorists may set off an explosive in the mine, and how to respond to that. This is a global company. Measures will need to be put in place to protect stock prices, taking Crossbell into account, too.
She's got a point. Anything that affects the Reinford company is going to indirectly affect a lot of people's lives.
Correct. The Reinford Group is its own entity with its own role to fill, and I have mine as chairman. The Provincial Army and the RMP are acting in accordance with their purpose, and one might even say the same of the terrorists. Action with a purpose, that's what keeps the world in motion. So tell me, what's your purpose?
Well...
If you get what I'm saying, I suggest you leave. I expect the explosion at the military factory is the extent of the damage the terrorists will cause here. I'll give you several additional tasks. I suggest you work on those for the remainder of the day. And considering the situation here, I think it'd be best if you leave Ruhr tomorrow morning. You have my permission as a sitting director on the Academy's board.
But
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not going to keep making the same mistakes anymore.
Oh?
All my life, I've turned a blind eye to what was going on right in front of me. I did it when you drove Grandfather out and took his position as chairman. And I did it when Father died and you let work become your life. All along, you've been working to build the company bigger, and all along, I just looked the other way. But in our field studies at Thor's, I've seen the imbalances and injustices of the world crop up over and over again. But even with that, I, and all of us, really, have to face that head on. And that's exactly what we've been doing. You asked what our purpose is. After 6 months at the Academy, that's my answer.
Well said.
Agreed.
That's why this time, I don't plan on backing down. You need to hear the truth, and I need to be the one to tell you. As your daughter, as your family, and above all, as someone who's watched the Rhineford Company grow ever since I was a little girl. Mother, you're running this company the wrong way.
My lady.
Can I assume you, in your infinite wisdom, are planning to tell me the correct way to run my company?
Naturally. But I still need more experience before I can do that. I promise you, though, that by the time I graduate from the Academy, I'll show you how this company should be run. As someone who just might succeed you as the chairman someday, I should be able to do at least that much.
Oh! It's one thing to make a promise. It's quite another to live up to it. Still, at least you're starting to see the bigger picture.
Mother.
Give it to her, Sharon.
Certainly. Here, my lady.
I bet you this is that card we need to get through that one little area that's like locked up.
What's this? Some kind of key card?
Correct. It opens the door to a passage that connects Ruhr City to the iron mine.
Wait!
There's really a secret passage?
The former chairman built it for use in case of an emergency. You'll find the entrance in the underground part of a maintenance room on the upper level of the city.
If we use that passage...
we should be able to completely avoid having to deal with the provincial army.
I'm not going to say thanks. Right now, I just believe this is the best way to press forward. And I'm going to tell you why through actions, not words.
Excuse us, Madam Chairman. We've learned a lot during our field studies, and we'll put it all to use to come out on top.
You don't need to worry about us.
They've grown a lot in the last 6 months. It's been a pleasure to watch them. Surely it wouldn't hurt to acknowledge that Lady Elisa has grown too.
She's still got a ways to go. If she wants to take the mantle of the Rhineford Company from me, she'll have to show me she's got what it takes. Anyway, it seems all our principal players have assembled. Can I ask you to do one more thing for me?
Certainly.
Let's see, Alyssa's S-Class Zeta Arrow was strengthened to become the Judgment Arrow. Oh, okay, we got a new S-Craft. After our meeting, we contacted Angelica and George. Agreed to meet in front of the maintenance room, that hid the entrance to the secret passage to the mine. Ah, this place, yes. Oh, they're taking all the exploring out of this place for us. We're just going straight into it. I don't mind, actually, because now we can just go straight to the mines. Maybe we'll find more monsters.
Who would have thought there'd be an underground passage going all the way from Ruhr to the mine? Gwyn really does think of everything.
Oh, you know Elisa's grandfather?
I've heard you two got along famously back when he was still living in Ruhr.
He taught me all kinds of great stuff. How to pick up girls, the best spots in the entertainment district,
He taught you how to be... Oh my god. Taught you how to be a player.
You know, the really important things in life.
It's not that I can't believe it, it's that I can. Too easily.
I can only hope to sit and learn at the feet of the master one day. Still, it's probably thanks to him that Angie didn't go any further off the rails than she did.
Can't deny that.
That's nothing to laugh about.
I wonder if we'll seem as colorful to the first years when we're second years.
So, you think this is gonna work?
Alright, that should do it.
What is this thing?
An orbital wave antenna?
It's currently in development at the Institute of Technology, but I managed to convince them to let me borrow it. It emits directional orbital waves to widen the area where you can transmit and receive signals. That means you'll be able to use your Arcus unit's communication functionality even down here in the mine.
That sounds pretty handy.
You can do that?
Yep, Toe is busy gathering information on what's going on across the Empire right now, and I'll be able to pass that info along to you while overseeing this operation. But if things get too dangerous, I'll give you the order to pull out, so make sure you keep the line open.
Got it.
It'll be nice to have some support.
Well, if George is just a call away, we've got nothing to worry about.
Okay, I think it's about time we got going. And thanks again, everyone, for coming along. I've got my Arcus on me, so I should be able to hold my own in battle.
Always room for one more with us.
Your knowledge of the mind will really be invaluable.
I'm looking forward to seeing you clean up with those Taito skills of yours.
Angelica joined the party, yes! Maximum number of support members has temporarily increased to 30. Alright, so... What does she have? She's at 61, so that means we're kind of under level for this. We cannot afford not to use her. We're still developing a link with Machias. He has a link. Oh. I mean, these two were barely developing the link together. I do want to test out Alyssa's like new S-craft too. Alright, let's get going. Oh wait, what the? Follow me if you want to catch up on my content and keep it, you know, just keep tabs on me and see how we're doing. If you see this on YouTube, go ahead and leave a subscribe if you want to see more stuff. And if you like the video that you're seeing, leave a like. Until then, have a good morning, have a good night, and I will see you guys in the next stream. Bye!